You ready for this then, soldier?
All ready. See that, son? Did you see that? I looked at the stand when I said it, so it was like I was talking to you.
Yeah.
Pro
Awesome.
operation.
So I'm talking to you as well, bloke.
I can tell, son. I can
Oh.
feel your converted gaze all over.
Oh,
Free.
sick! Hello and welcome to the Unit Lost 2012 year in review, Mr. Kirioth and everybody else out there. Oh, he has a fancy. So, let's talk about everything Unit Lost. What have we done? What's changed? How has the year been, Mr. Kirioth? How has it been?
It's been quality. Absolute quality, son. Quality. Oh, no, that was a weird face. I'm not doing that again. What was that?
Yeah, but the people loved it. I hope the people like our nice get-up, because we dressed for the occasion.
20,000 hours in makeup this morning.
20,000.
I was in my trailer, son, and the makeup girls, they were all over me for so long. It's just...
And you're like, whoa, I'm married. I am married. Step
Can't help
aside.
yourselves.
Terrible. Okay, so let's get into this. So, straight back to the start of 2012, we've got Game Show. I think the very first video we made, Mr. Kirioth, this year was Game Show. We invented it. I invented the name because it's awesome. And we were just going to do a topical gaming discussion show, and we did. And the first episode was quite questionable. I think you'll agree.
Yeah,
It wasn't too bad.
Where,
Yeah,
we started out, and it's one of those things where we got a lot better as we went on. Like it was
like most things. Yeah,
pretty much. But yeah, it was good. I like Game Show, and it kind of having hotfix now kind of makes me.
well, it does. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, son, because we can't just jump forward. That's like going forward 11 months. You can't do that. What the Christ? Okay, so we did Game Show. That was great, and then we moved on to Is It Pure, and we did quite a lot of Is It Pure, but it was like the old style of Is It Pure, where we're doing the. It was like really fast first impressions of games. There were some reviews, but on the whole, it was like a first impression, and they generally were not that good because we didn't really read much about the games. We just sort of dived in. That was kind of the idea, Mr. Kirioth. You know, we just turn up and we check a game out. Is it worth buying? Almost acting like a, like a normal consumer would. You know, you're not going to sit there and do loads of research on the game.
Yeah.
Well, of course, what's the problem with that, Mr. Kirioth? Well, we're here to tell the consumer about the game. We can't act like a consumer. That is retarded behaviour, sir.
It was one of those things where at times it was quite fun to do because there's something about just jumping into a new game and just seeing what the hell's going on. It's kind of enjoyable. But when you're in a position where you're talking to loads of people about it, doesn't really work, does it?
No, it's quite bad.
Everyone else could have just done that, and we could have actually done some research on it, but we didn't. But on the other hand, it did lead to some hilarious clips, I believe. I've got what was it? Was it Intrusion 2? The crazy wolf riding thing?
Yeah, but that was like later on in the year, but that was still kind of the same thing. But we'll get onto that, Mr. Kirioth. Anyway, so let's go away from Is It Pure. So after that, we stopped doing Frag, which was our flanking, ranking, and ganking. Mr. Kirioth, I've just pointed, which I can't do because my hands are indisposed. Mr. Kirioth came up with the name for that. It was our League of Legends show where we were just playing League of Legends and filming. It was an okay idea, but let's face it, who the hell is going to sit there and watch a 50-minute game of League of Legends on YouTube?
Training standards should have had us because there was no ranking in it. Because I think when we started doing that, I wasn't even level 30, so we couldn't possibly have ranked anything. Because, such a thing was just impossible.
We tried, though. We tried.
We did.
And we failed. and we learned from the collapse. So after that, we kind of moved on to live streaming. Or we did, I think we streamed League of Legends. We might have done a little bit of Mountain Blade as well. Didn't really have the best hardware, I'll admit that. In fact, I had a very poor CPU, and I'm quite amazed that I even managed to do it anyway. But we had webcams at this point, because this leads us on to the next thing. The next episode of Game Show that we made, well, I believe, sir, it had webcams for the first time. And it's not too bad, that episode is not too bad. We covered DLC, and it's not that bad.
Yeah.
When I watch it back.
I think as well, the webcams it did help, because you get a lot more from people talking when you can see their expression. It's just one of those things, it's easier to relate to them. So that was definitely good. I think, was that maybe Was that the first time people have properly seen our faces together talking about something?
It might have been.
I think it
no,
might have
well,
been.
no, because the live stream had the cams. Because we got the webcams. I think the reason why we got the webcams is because we always intended to do game show with a webcam. But I think we messed around testing them out with the live streaming, and then game show was the first like YouTube video we put the webcams on. Because if you know you lot remember, you're the hardcore fans, and we love you a lot. Game show had like, it went from having just webcams as the main focus to webcams in the corner with gameplay footage, and then to chroma keyed out webcams, so you just had our heads and stuff like that. It kind of went through like a lot of crazy stages, and for quite a lot of reasons we had changed certain stuff and whatever, but we'll probably get onto that as we go through the list. So the next thing I'm looking at, Mr. Kirioth, is I think we did our first hardware review, which hilariously is the headset I've got on right now. Now, from what I remember, what I attempted to do with this was sort of say, look, this is my opinion of the headset. I'm not going to sit there and read off all the stats and, oh, it's got 80mm drivers in it or whatever, the bass is this and that, blah, blah, blah. What interested me was the real world performance. Is this headset really worth it? You know, is it worth the money? And, you know, this was like about 9-10 months ago, and it's still working fine now, so I guess I was right, Mr. Kirioth. But we kind of learned a lesson from doing all the hardware stuff as well, didn't we? Like how sort of time consuming it is to actually do it.
Yeah, I mean, the hardware review it's one of those things where you kind of think to yourself, well, I need to use the headset for a bit, which is fine. You've got to use the product before you can review it. But when it comes to filming and editing and things, there's loads of stuff that you need to fit in, and it's like, even if the video is not, you know, relatively short compared to like other videos that have been done, it's a lot harder to get footage on like a video camera, put it onto the PC, mess about cutting it and editing it and sorting out the sound. It's a lot harder to do that than it is to, you know, do screen grabs or anything like that. It just took a lot longer, I think, than we really thought it would.
Of course, the problem with it, well, one of the major problems with it is hardware is not cheap. You know, I can't go around and just buy all the latest hardware and do a review on it. So I'd have to rely on stuff being sent from manufacturers, and a lot of the time they wouldn't really send the latest stuff. They'd send stuff which, I mean, this SteelSeries Siberia, I think it's version 2 headset I've got on now, is old. It was old anyway. You know, it's a few years old, so it's not going to be the first review. It's not going to be, you know, there's going to be people who have seen reviews before as well. So it wasn't really ideal, and it took a lot of time to speak with PR departments to actually get anywhere. So that's why that kind of got shelved. So let's move on to the next thing we've got, which is Machinima, I'm afraid. This is when we started to have all the problems with Machinima. And now, you know, we had loads of problems with these, Mr. Kirioth, and we made the videos on the channel. Husky favourited and liked the video where we're saying, look, you know, this is what we want to do for a living. You know, I think, well, let's just go back to the start of the year. So, in fact, let's go back even further than that. So, I think it was around about May last year, we said to ourselves, you know what, we can probably make a good go of this YouTube thing. So we started to like lay the foundations the second half of 2011, and then that took us into this year, where we then started to completely do it like 100% full time, and that's what we've done all throughout the year. And we wanted assistance off Machinima to make this happen, because I look back to the start of this year, Mr. Kirian, and there's some videos which are like, you know, there's a lot of problems with stuff, and you can see where we were kind of newbie at doing it. But obviously now we're a lot better. But we wanted help off Machinima. We're like, look guys, give us some help. And they just said no. It was like, right, okay. So how the hell do we actually go about getting better when we had no contacts within the industry? We had no, you know, we didn't really have anything. We could just make the videos we've got, and we didn't really have anybody who would critique what we're doing. Not to mention that they didn't follow the terms of the contract, which was, you know, they would provide assistance, and they didn't, which was quite bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was one of the main
stressful time, Mr. Kirioth, very stressful.
Yeah, that was one of the best things about, you know, we thought we were doing good by signing up with them, because we thought they'd help, and then it was just like, no contact, nothing, just, who are you again? But that was one thing they did, wasn't it? It was like, do we have a hand with this? Sorry, who are you? What's your channel? Well, that's not great, is it? Goodbye.
Well, it's even in my email as well, isn't it? You know, it's in my email footer signature where it was, and it was unbelievable. And I don't want to hate on Machinima, because I don't necessarily think they are a bad company, but for somebody like, well, people like us who want to make a real go of YouTube, it's not really the place to be. If you're looking to just make a bit of, pocket money on the side, upload your videos to YouTube and stuff like that, then yeah, it's fine. But if you're looking to make YouTube your complete, your life, basically, it's not really the place to go, unless you are a massive channel. Because I do believe they look after their really big channels, but then just ignore everybody else, which is kind of crap. So, what did we do after that? Well, this was a period of around about 2 months where we were in a transitional phase, Mr. Kirioth, where we wanted to get out of Machinima, but we didn't really know what to do. Like, we knew we didn't want to be part of them, but we wasn't really that big. I think we only had a few thousand subscribers. I think we might have had about 1,800 subs or something like that. It wasn't a lot, I don't think.
I think it was less than 2,000 by that point.
Yeah, I think it was. And I don't know what our total video views were at the time, but for any network, that we were well below viewing figures that we needed to even join that. So this left us in a bit of a problem because, at this point, we'd spent about 5 months messing about, getting Unit Lost to a state where we thought it was good enough, and then, 3 or 4 months really working on Unit Lost. And suddenly it looked like the door had been slammed in our face, and I was saying to Kirioth, I think we might have to, hang up our boots, old soldier, because what are we going to do now? What options have we got? So we got into contact with various networks, like just saying to them, like, look, what can you do for us, and the rest of it. And then we actually had Husky, Lewis from the Yogscast, and a couple of other guys who were like, we've looked at your channel and we can see potential here, which was great for us because this was the first time I'd ever really had or seen anywhere any kind of like anybody in the industry saying we like what you're doing, because we've been going for so long just doing our own thing. You don't really know, do you, Kiri? You don't know like what's going on, and that was great. Like, so we started talking to TGS and they're saying like, yeah, look, you're a really small channel, yada yada yada, but we think you can get bigger and we'd like to help you do that. And I'd heard all of this before from Machinima. They said the same thing to me. We'll give you loads of help and all this. So I'm thinking, okay. But I knew there were decent channels in TGS anyway. I'm not going to reel off the names. Everybody knows the names of the major TGS channels. So to even be associated with the same company as them, I thought that'll probably be pretty good. And then we got into TGS, and well, I suppose the rest is history, really, Mr. Kirioth.
Yeah, I mean, I think just the way that the guys from TGS reacted to us.
Yeah,
there was more enthusiasm. There was more, there was more in the way of affirmation of we think you can do something with this. We are going to help you. I mean, with Machinima, it was sign the contract and you'll get some assistance. With TGS, it was a case of, we've already done this. You can see this has been done here, here, and here. We can help you. And just like people like Husky and Lewis, sort of saying, well, I like your channel. I think it's good. I mean, what Lewis said something along the lines of, we feel it's our mission to bring all quality British broadcasters into TGS. I mean, just that by itself, to be thought of as a quality British broadcaster, I'll go for that any day of the week, coming from a channel that big.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just that by itself was like, I think that gave us a boost, didn't it? Because the Machinima thing was pretty shitty. And it
did. I mean, like, the whole YouTube thing is such a massive gamble anyway. We come from, we had our own business really, and we were like, look, we've made enough money doing this where I think we can spend a certain amount of months on something like YouTube and try and make that, a business, something that we love doing. And it was pretty dark days at that point, because it's like, okay, so you've lost any way of making money, even though, let's face it, we made hardly anything because we didn't have a lot of views. We've got no contacts in the industry. We're just doing, we had substandard hardware really as well. Like, for a very long time, this was one of the worst. Like, if I would give anybody like major advice now, if you start your own YouTube channel, I'd say, look, you need the hardware in place straight away. You need to be able to encode videos fast, and you need a fast internet upload speed on your internet line, because if you don't have that, then you're just going to give yourself loads of problems. Because I used to be in a situation where I'd make a video and it would literally take me like 6 or 7 hours to upload the video to YouTube, because my internet line might have had a good download.
And the encoding as well.
Yeah, the encoding was really slow.
Was dead slow. So it was like, record something, and like we'd have good days where it'd be like 2 videos would appear. But that'd be because like we'd record a couple of things, and then you'd go off and encode one, and I'd go off and encode one, and my internet was just terrible anyway. It was even worse than yours. So I would literally put whatever file it was onto my laptop, put my laptop next to the router in the other room, plug it in, and it would upload for 12 hours overnight to get a video on the channel. I mean, don't be in that position if you're starting out. For the love of God, upgrade straight away. It's just so painful otherwise.
It's sort of like I spent ages and ages and ages getting to use, or learning how to use certain programs like DX Story and ways I can, encode with the hardware I've got, because my hard drives, they weren't necessarily fast enough. But with Doctore, you could split the load across 2 drives, almost like as if they were RAIDed, then rebuild the file, which again would take, some time for the file to be like stitched back together. And it's loads of crazy stuff, when in reality I had the money at that stage to just say, look, I'm going to go out and buy an i7 rig, I'm going to go out and buy, top of the range hard drives, I'm just going to go out and buy a super graphics card, and then I would have been set, for the future, really.
Yeah.
That took way too long. Yeah.
I think something else as well, just going back to what I was saying before about we had the business and then we started this, and we had enough money to sort of do it for a certain number of months, then try and turn YouTube into a full-time job. The big thing that I think needs to be emphasised is it wasn't like, oh, we're not going to make any money now because we don't like Machinima. It was more kind of, you've worked on something for like months and months and months. You've dedicated every day for months to doing something that is not going to be, hugely lucrative. It's not going to be an overnight thing of, oh, suddenly I'm rolling in cash and I can do whatever I like. We knew it was going to be a hard slog, but it's like as soon as if you get to a point where it looks like everything's going wrong, whether it's the aim of making money or just doing something you love, when it gets to the point where it looks like you can't carry on, that's just bad. It's like it wasn't even so much just, oh well, it's not worth doing. It was, we've done our best with this. We're trying our hardest. We're producing these videos. We're doing everything we can, and now we've been cut adrift. We're not getting anything from it in any way, financially, in terms of support, anything like that. That, I think, was probably the thing that killed us the most. It was that sudden thing of, oh, is it worth it on any level kind of thing? And TGS kind of reignited everything. It was like, yeah, it is worth it. No matter what happens, it's worth it.
We couldn't have made a better decision, basically, than go with TGS. Like, at the time, we had offers from other networks. Like, I think this is probably because they'd seen because we got quite a lot of publicity at the time when we did the, Machinima, a terrible video. And so a lot of people were contacting us, but TGS was by far the best decision I've ever made, and Kirioth's ever made when it comes to Unit Lost. So let's just carry on with our points, because we've got loads more to go. So after all the problems with Machinima, we obviously, we signed with TGS, but then we had avatars made. So we had the old Kirioth avatar, which is kind of like the drawing Wicked Mouse made of his face, because this is kind of us like trying to give ourselves a bit of a brand identity just beyond the Unit Lost logo. And then he drew me, but I look like Tintin. Kiri's laughing. It's not funny.
Well, it was one of those things where it was one of those things where once you'd seen it, you couldn't unsee it. It was
what? Wasn't that bad?
I didn't notice for ages, and then it was just like, does that reminds me of, it does remind me of Tintin. And then as soon as I thought it, that was it, bloke, you Tintin. You were Tintin forever.
Terrible.
Which is
terrible.
Made me laugh though, so it's all good.
So I was kind of like, whatever, this is branding, so we'll put this over everything, and we kind of did for a bit. But then I made Space Wolf in Skyrim, which was amazing. Everybody will agree with that. That was absolutely amazing. And if you haven't seen it, go and watch it now.
I literally fell off my chair laughing at that. My chair is quite unstable, as everyone knows. It falls apart at the start of its provocation, and it made me laugh enough that I managed to loosen the bolt underneath just by moving.
It was crazy.
I fell off my chair. It was ridiculous.
So we go on from this, from that, and we go to the channel then, like, kind of went a bit strange. Like, we just did loads of Visit Pure stuff. Like, this was all we did. We just was like, right, we have got access to a lot of games. Like, indie game companies will send us their games. Some bigger companies would, but it was generally, at that time, it was quite hard to even, get games off other companies. I think we got Space Marines sent to us, but it was like weeks too late and things like that. But indie games we'd get really quick. So we were like, you know what, let's do Is It Pure, that can be our main attraction. And the problem was, Is It Pure was still in the old, really fast first impressions view of games, which wasn't the best. But before you jump in on this, Mr. Kirioth, we'll get back to Is It Pure again, because it has another crazy fanny attack, for want of a better word, a bit later on. So then we started to make more game shows, and this is where game shows started to really come into its own. Like the idea of having a topical gaming discussion. Now, it went through a few different stages where we'd have like a few topics that we'd cover, or we'd just do one topic. And of course, like Kirioth said earlier on, if you fast forward now, you end up at the point where we've got the show called Hotfix, where we've got rid of the webcams because, to be honest, they don't really add anything to it, and we're just presenting facts and we're discussing hot topics, hotfix, that are affecting everybody at the moment. And if there are no major topics going, then we talk about more complex topics which sort of affect everybody who is a PC gamer, basically. And that's sort of where Game Show evolved to. But then going on from that, Kirioth played Train Simulator 2012, which I'm sure he'd like to tell you about.
I still can't work out whether this is not my proudest moment or my proudest moment. I don't know which one it is.
Your grandkids will tell you in 30 years' time.
That was literally a case of someone sent me Train Simulator 2012 and said, I will send you this game if you promise to do a video. And I thought, it's Train Simulator, what can I possibly do? It's not going to be exciting. And I'll be honest, the game wasn't. So I think I've been watching someone's playthrough of Amnesia, and I think it was yet another face cam playthrough. The one that everyone's done. Everyone's done a face cam playthrough
since
of Amnesia.
PewDiePie, or whatever the hell he calls himself.
It could have been him. It could have been any number of the other millions of channels that do it. And I was like, everyone does that. Everyone does it with horror games. I'm going to do it with Train Simulator. But of course, there's nothing interesting happening in Train Simulator. It's just watching a fucking train going round and round. I was forced to make stuff up, which included downing a bottle of vodka, which was vodka, honest. It really was.
May have been water.
And snorting coke off the face of a TV chef.
Kirioth's finest hour. No, it wasn't a chef, it was Gokwan. He ain't even a chef.
He is.
Hey.
I shit you not, son, he's a chef.
Gokwan's a fashion man.
He's also a gay fashion icon, but he also
sounds like a good party.
It was the cooking book that I snorted off. So I'm calling it chef, not fashion guy. Chef. So yeah, that was. I have actually got to the point now where if anyone asks me what it is I do all day, I just show them that video. It works really well. It's like, wait, so you do that all day, pretty much, yeah. Like the drink and the drugs, or just the playing the game? And then I just leave them guessing. I usually stick with a bit of both, and it works quite well.
Well, so we go on from that bombshell to this is where we went really mad with Is It Pure. So we'd gone crazy, and we were just making Is It Pure of everything, and it was like some days I think we did 4 Is It Pures in one day at one point. What the hell? We were making that much stuff. It was unbelievable, Mr. Kirioth. Absolutely unbelievable.
It was also not sensible.
No, it was crazy, but we were just doing it all the time because there were a lot of. Well, I guess what we were doing was trying to cover every single game that came out, which is absolutely suicidal because there's loads of games coming out, tons and tons of indie games, and we've played that many. It was just crazy, but we didn't really give much of an opinion on hardly any of them. I remember Warp. That stands out in my mind because I actually did play that game before we made the Is It Pure. Because one of the things that we kind of wanted to do was say, look, Is It Pure? We don't play the games before, we just go in and record as is, which, as we said earlier on, is stupid when you look back on it. But you could already see like the seeds starting to be sown of the foundation of where Is It Pure would eventually go as to where it is now. If you jump right back up to the present day where we've got the PlanetSide 2 one, Mr. Curie, which is like massively detailed, and it's a really good review, and it's got the nice transitions and everything. In fact, I think the Warp Is It Pure featured the unit loss transition because I remember I made it around about that time.
Yeah, I think it was one of the first ones to use it, wasn't it?
Well, I think it's one of the only ones that used it because then it kind of went away. Like, so of course, what happened? We burnt out. We burnt out massive, and it was like, what are we actually doing here? We're making that many videos, but they're only getting like 500, 600 views, yet we had like 5,000 subscribers maybe, or something like that. This is not working out. What's going wrong? Well, it's not the games we were covering, it was what we were actually doing with the games, which wasn't really very good. So why the hell would people watch it? So that kind of this was like a period of like, are we good enough? Like we almost thought to ourselves, you know, are we good enough to do YouTube? Like everything we've thought, all the stuff we've done in the past, is it worth carrying on? And it was a stressful time. Again, not as bad as the Machinima time. That was like by far the worst. But
oh yeah,
it was pretty stressful.
It was. I think it was the before with Machinima. It was a case of other things made us doubt. Whereas I think with when we burnt out on Is It Pure, just doing it all the time and nothing but. I think that was us. You know, we kind of looked back at what was happening and we couldn't really say, well, no one's helping us with this, no one's doing this, no one's doing that, any assistance.
Yeah.
It was just, you know, what are we doing? We messed this up. Well, you know, why aren't we getting the views? Why is the content not as good as it could be? You know, I think that was the only one we've probably sat down and gone, if we screwed this up, you know, there's a proper moment of I don't really know if we've done the right thing. But as always, it's temporary, isn't it? And it kind of makes you think and move on to better stuff, really.
Well, what we did after that was we started to do some Guild Wars 2 content. There's like 5 or 6 videos that we kind of started to do, but this is as and around Guild Wars 2 came out. So I did play Guild Wars 2 for quite a bit, so I probably stopped quite a few videos getting made. But this was sort of like the start of the really get to know a game before you actually produce content on it, because we're quite knowledgeable about games anyway. You know, we know a lot about the industry, we know a lot about developers, we know a lot about, you know, types of games, different games, what games have done, what games have influenced other games, and all the rest of it. But we didn't really allow that to sort of come to the fore, even of our, you know, what we were doing in the videos. So Guild Wars 2 maybe had a bit more of an impact than we thought it did, because we played it for a lot, so we could give detailed critique on the game, which is sort of was good. And then from that, we then made the first few videos on the PlanetSide 2 beta, which, as you all know, I think, you know, that's my favourite game of the year because of the sheer scale of it. Like, you know, some of the experiences you could have. It's not the best game, don't get me wrong, but it's got some good, like, things you'll never see in any other game, which is crazy. Then this is when we made the Let's Win FTL HMS Cabbage, which I know Mr. Kirioth likes, and now this is awesome. And I'll tell you why this is awesome. Because we tried Let's Plays before in the past. It's an age-old YouTube thing, ain't it? Everybody does a Let's Play. But Mr. Kirioth, we were like just playing the game and not really doing anything. But what did we do with FTL, sir? What did we do?
Well, the role play, sir. The role play was absolutely beyond compare. It was like, I think the mistake we made in the past was that with Let's Plays, it was just we'll play a game and we just end up talking nonsense. You know, it's nothing to do.
It's
with
hardly
the game.
About the game. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just. I mean, I think the Diablo 3 hardcore stuff was the worst for it. In some of those, we just went off on massive tangents about, you know, nothing. Stuff that no one is going to understand apart from us. Which is, it's not really the way to go, is it? Because that's not interesting to watch. That's just two guys blithering whilst getting killed in Diablo. It's not the best. But with HMS Cabbage, we really got into the game. You know, it wasn't just, oh, this is in the background whilst we talk shit. We took everything in that series was about the game. It was to do with the game. It was making decisions, talking through stupid scenarios that we could do.
Yeah.
You know, it
was... Sorry. I'm not being ignorant, sir. I was just yawning. No, but you're right. You are right. What we did was we sort of made it like a sitcom. It was like a...
Yeah.
You had a reason to come back and watch that, and that was great, and that's what we're going to do more of. And that's why our Let's Play series is called Let's Win. But we'll get onto all the name changes in a moment. So the next place we go is to quite a crazy place. Now, this was the League of Win. So what we did was... Now, allow me to explain this. We changed ourselves to Unit Lost League of Win, because stemming from the Is It Pure, you know, the massive slamming of Is It Pure videos, we at this point had totally burnt out. You know, we were just wrecked. It was like, what are we doing? Okay, we need to inject the fun back into this, because it was becoming like a 9 to 5. It was longer than 9 to 5, but it was like that type of monotonous mentality. Just make a video, upload a video, 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 and all the rest of it. And that was bad. So we changed it to this League of Win idea, and it kind of really wasn't for the channel. It was more for us. It made us enjoy games again, which was like the major thing with this. We we did change the videos. We changed the background layout. We had a new intro, the orange League of Wind logo. You know, I had all the characters drawn up like the now famous Unit Lost Space Marines were made. Oh no, Marines, sorry, because that would be copyright infringement.
Oh yeah, there's no copyright infringement around here. None, nothing.
So I had all them characters made by Wicked Mouse. He's done a great job, and new logos made, and a totally different mindset. And if you watch the first few League of Wind videos, you can see we've totally changed, because this is how we were. This is the whole reason why we decided to start a YouTube channel, because we love games and we're crazy. And I don't think you can find anybody else on YouTube or another like team on YouTube like Stylosa and Kirioth who have known each other as long as they have and can work together in such a crazy way. You just can't find that anywhere. And that was sort of why we started the channel, but we forgot, because we were just doing loads of shit. You know, we just forgot. We literally forgot. And it took League of Wind to kick us back into gear, and for that, it is one of the best decisions we've really made in terms of the channel.
I mean, it caused confusion, and I lost count of number of people who sort of messaged me on Steam or sort of joined TeamSpeak and asked what was going on. But really, it was like, I suppose the only way to describe it is it was like a visual representation of us remembering what we were supposed to be doing. That's what it was. It was just every time I came to the channel when we switched it over, instead of going back to, you know, endless Is It Pures all over the page and seeing the blue and thinking, oh, it's Is It Pure again. Instead, it was, you know, you had this sudden shocking orange colour. And it was like, it jolted me out of that kind of, well, we better make a video kind of mentality, and into, I want to do something crazy. I want to play a game. Let's record the game. Doesn't matter what game it is. Let's just enjoy ourselves. Which is
just
exactly
having fun
what
again.
we're supposed to do.
Yeah. And the absolute worst thing that can happen to anybody in any kind of creative position, if you don't enjoy it, you just don't make anything that's worth watching. And another thing is, because we are like the life and soul of Unit Lost, if we're not happy, if we're not energetic in the videos we're making, then why would you watch it?
Yeah, it shows. It really shows.
It really does. Yeah, you can't hide. You just cannot hide anywhere.
We've gone through older videos of stuff that we've done, you know, when we've been not with it, or not, you know, just not enthusiastic, when we felt drained. And there's such a difference. You can just tell straight away. So, I mean, it reinvigorated the channel, boosted it back up to the levels of pureness it should have been in the first place. So. And
then, of course, we turned back to Unit Lost, which again was like we sort of had gone on our crazy holiday to the League of Wind and come back, and we were Unit Lost again. Because people were confused, we knew they were, so we totally changed it. We changed the channel background again, although only slightly, but we went back to the original blue of Unit Lost. And the Marines, really, they became the branding, along with the logo. The Stylosa and the Kirioth Marine were like the face now of Unit Lost. I had my Tintin avatar upgraded, so it did not look like Tintin anymore, which is good. Like it looks more like my hair I've got at the moment, instead of just a flat hairdo thingy, which was bad. Well, then we just started to make much better videos, and we were enjoying ourselves. Then we started to try and do a little bit of console stuff. Now I'm kind of like, it's bad and it's good. I don't play consoles, so I'd never played any FPS games. I've never played any of the major console games, really. I think my only experience was, I think I played a bit of Gears of War, and I played Halo 2.
We played a lot of Soul Calibur in the college days, but that was about it, wasn't it? That was the
it was nothing. Like, you know, you could probably fit all my gameplay on a console, this generation of console, into a day. You know, honestly, into 24 hours, and not even that. You know, maybe 12 hours. It was really not a lot. So it sent me back to look at console games, and I think it kind of educated me, because you can't go around and just bash things, Mr. Kirioth, if you don't understand what they're about. And it's sort of like reaffirmed the fact that consoles, they are inferior to PCs. But there were some like eye-opening things. Like I enjoyed a lot of the, especially with Halo 4, and even Black Ops 2. As ashamed as I am to admit this, I kind of enjoyed the story. It was nice to play through a story, as crazy as they were. It was sort of nice, you know, and the multiplayer elements. Okay, the games are really bad, ain't they? Because they're console. How the hell do you play an FPS game with a controller? It's just beyond me. But the way the multiplayer all worked, and all the, you know, the UI design, everything looked really good. So I think more than anything, more than making videos, because I don't really think you're going to see any of the console heresy, as we called it, videos coming onto the channel anytime soon. But I think it just gave me a bit more knowledge, which allows me to be more knowledgeable. in terms of games. Like, instead of just being tunnel vision straight into PC games, now I've got a little bit more, because what have I played? I played Black Ops, I played Assassin's Creed 3, Halo 4, one of the FIFA games, I think it was FIFA...
13,
yeah, it'd be 13, wasn't it? Yeah, because it's only one. I had Skyrim on it and one of the Forza games, so I kind of got a little bit of knowledge about that, and that's like, that was fine. So after that, we go on to where we are basically where we're at now, where we are a much more professional channel, like way more professional. We have shows that we make that are quality. These are YouTube quality videos. They're like set videos. They're ideal for what we do on YouTube. So we've got hotfix now. If you don't know what a hotfix is, most people will know. A hotfix is just like a quick fix to a game, and like the patch notes come out, but something's broken in the game, so they release a hotfix to fix it quickly. So our idea was, why don't we do hotfixes on gaming topics? So we're trying to like put forward a problem and then almost give an answer to the problem, or our point of view on a problem, and that's where hotfix came from.
It's kind of like the natural evolution, wasn't it, from game show? Because game show sort of started out on multiple topics, and then it was kind of narrowed down to a couple of topics, and their hotfix is just a lot more focused, and you can get a lot. You can get a lot more out of what you're talking about if you just stick to one thing, which is perfect, really, because one topic is dead easy to. You think of your topic, you know what you want to say, and you can get people more involved in the conversation as well. And that's one of the things we like about hotfix. We can sit there after the video has gone out and read the comments and see what people have said. Whether they agree with us, whether they don't, what their point of view is. And it's a lot easier to keep track of everything like that when there's just a single.
And also, our topic. Main age group is like 25 to 35. These are not stupid people. These are people who want to be involved in a debate. We're not idiots, so we can provide debate topics and give our point of views. We're pretty good at debating anyway, so then to bring all the fans in to comment on it as well, it's like it's such an awesome idea. It's amazing. The next thing we had is pure win. Now this was the idea is just it's just when we're playing a game and we're having a great time playing a game, so we just record it. It's like, well, everybody likes to see people enjoying themselves, so we like playing Dawn of War 2, we like playing loads of other games, let's just record them and throw them out there when we play these games, because we do play games for enjoyment, shockingly enough as that sounds. So that's where pure win came from. Then we had go on, sir.
I think it gave rise to one of my favourite videos we've done recently, which was the Gary's Mod video.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
That was just ridiculous. I mean, I forget how long we played that for, but the basic gist of it was spawn everything out of the Dawn of War 2 library, put rockets on it, and see what happens. I loved that. That was just ridiculous.
It is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. But that's like what pure win was about, Then we got I Say Sir. So this is the I Say Sir, which was going to be called... No, we'll keep the name a secret, Mr. Kirioth, because somebody might steal it. No.
Well, also we could use it for something else.
Okay. So, I Say Sir, Q&A. Now, we were getting quite big now. Well, I say that, we're not really. Yogscast put on our entire sub-base in like an hour. But we're getting quite big, so we need to give our fans something. We need to do something more. So, let's do a Q&A. You know who Stylosa and Kirioth are, but do you really know who they are? So, let's do a Q&A. So, that's where, I Say Sir is just a Q&A, really. And I think that kind of brings us to the end, really, of the journey through the year, and sort of what we've been through, what we've done, and where we are now. I guess I'd like to talk about what we want to do in 2013 or 2013, depending on which part of the world you hail from. So, we're going to stream more, right? We didn't do enough streaming last year, but there were a lot of other things we had to sort out. As you've been listening to us drone on for ages, all the stuff with the channel and everything else, it was all in flux all the time. But now we're set in stone, and that is what we're going to do. We're going to do Is It Pure? We're going to do Hotfix. We're going to do I Say So. Yeah, they are the main videos. There will be the odd pure win, and there'll be the odd things like the first impressions videos and stuff like that. But on the whole, Hotfix, gaming discussion, Is It Pure? Reviews, and I'm talking detailed reviews, and I Say So Q&A. And we can do these a few times a week easy. And one of the key things we've got to do is have like more fan interaction. Does anybody remember Gaming Day? Do you remember the Gaming Day, Mr. Kirioth? Do you remember it, son?
I love the gaming days, and there's going to be more of them. There needs to be more of them because it's one of the things that I think
we're a community.
Really,
yeah, we are a community as well.
Yeah.
Which is, in fact, is a thing we've totally forgot about anyway. So we'll drone on about that after Mr. Kirioth makes his point.
But basically, the whole thing with the gaming days was that we wanted to get everyone together who follows us, who watches the videos, who plays the same games we play, so that we can always get together and play a game. Now, I'm under no illusion, sir. It's going to be a lot more difficult to organise as the channel grows. Because when you've got like 12,000 people or close to, you never know. We might have beaten that by 2013. I hope we do. That'd be quality.
I think we will. I think we will. In fact, I've got to jump in because at the end of this year, I've got a whiteboard, a big, massive whiteboard. It actually came from a primary school. Long story, but I've got this big whiteboard.
You stole it.
Yeah, I just broke in and stole it.
It was in use at the time. The kids were terrified.
Just runned in and chinned the teacher, kicked the kid out of the way and ran away with it. But so I wrote on that 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2012. And at the time, we didn't even have 1,000. It was like a wild thing, but we beat it. And we might even get 12,000. That is amazing. Anyway, I apologise for putting into it.
But yeah, that it's going to get more difficult to organise. But we do like, we love doing the gaming days. It's a good chance to, talk to people and game with people and just generally have fun for an entire day with the people who, I'm guessing, since they follow us, have fun watching the videos. So it's like, it's going to get more tricky, but we're still going to do it. And I'd like to add in other things like little community events and things like we do the PlanetSide 2 operations at the moment.
Yeah.
Those are dead popular. They're good fun, and there's so much scope for all the games we play and the various stuff we do to get you guys involved, basically. So we're going to try and do more of that, and just spend more time with the people who follow us. Because let's face it, you deserve it.
Yeah, it's because Unit Lost is. I mean, what is Unit Lost? Unit Lost is a high-end PC gaming media channel. We make videos for people who are not kids, who are way more computer savvy than them, most people out there, who really enjoyed PC gaming. But we've got a community as well, so we've got our forums and we've got a very active community base. So we're not just a YouTube channel, we're not just Stylosa and Kirioth. There's a load of people. You could reel off a list as long as your bloody arm of people who are part of Unit Lost, who have done things to help Unit Lost. It's such a community-driven thing, which is a thing which makes us very, very special. We're not just a YouTube channel. We're a whole, like a complete package. If you become a fan of Unit Lost and subscribe on YouTube, you'll probably find yourself your way to the forums. You'll find like-minded people. You like playing Company of Heroes? Well, we've got like 5 or 6 guys who like playing Company of Heroes, so you can play with them. You like playing Sins of the Solar Empire. Do you like playing Civilization 5 or whatever? It's not always just about people who play League of Legends or people who play, more popular games. There's such a diverse community there, and it's one of the greatest achievements that is of Unit Lost. It just literally is, and I can't wait to see how it's going to grow. I just can't wait.
Yeah, I think also something else that's kind of, I guess this is the perfect time to say, is that at times because we are making videos on YouTube, and because a lot of people, the main interaction is watching us, play games or talk.
Yeah.
We don't want to ever get to the point that is like the sole interaction. That was never the aim. It's not the aim for us to just be 2 guys who talk at you for a quarter of an hour a day, and then you never see them again. One of the best things about this is the fact that we can use the fact that we're doing this to meet other people who like doing things, who like the same games. And it's the gaming days and like the operations and stuff that actually let us show, I guess, that we appreciate you guys following us and listening to us and watching us, because we do. And there's no better way to sort of say that than to try and do something to bring everyone together and bring all these like-minded people together to do stuff they enjoy together.
Kirioth summed it up. It just literally is. We've got a. We run game servers. I want to run more game servers. I want things like we've got a Chivalry server at the moment. We've got a very large TeamSpeak server and things like that. I'd like to have a DayZ or DayZ server when that comes out, the standalone version. There's loads of other games as well. Really build a focused community, and I think we have, and it's just great. It's like I really can't wait for next year. And as I said, like what I really want us to do going into next year, I want to stream more. Like that is one of the main goals. Stream. I want to keep our content always flowing, so I'm talking a brand new video every day every single day, at least a video. That's either a hotfix, that's either an Ice Acer, a pure win, a Let's Win, which is the gameplay series, you know, or an Ice Acer, whatever. You know, there'll always be a new video every day. We need to continue what we're doing. I think, in my eyes, we've gone through the setup stage now. You know, we've gone through the hard work. We've done the... Well, there's a lot of hard work to come. Don't let me bullshit my way out of that, Mr. Kirioth, because there's loads of work to come. But we have got a really good foundation. We've put in the year and a half of development work, and we're at the point we're at now where we can just make the videos we want to make, and that's it. We don't really have any other problems. We don't really have any other concerns. So we can just totally focus on making videos. And I think we're going to be... I'll look back at this video in a year's time and I'll be like, look how bad we were then. You know, we're so much better now. And that's what I want to do. You know, I look back and I see the videos. I see the first game show of Star Wars: The Old Republic. It was terrible. It was really bad. But I look at the latest hotfix. It's amazing. It's like, good lord. So it's just amazing. It's amazing stuff.
That's the thing. It's just we're just going to keep on improving with everything, with the videos, with the. I mean, it even comes down to things like we're going to improve with the videos as we stream more. That's going to get better. As hotfix goes on, it's going to get better. As things like the gaming days go on, they're going to get better. Everything to do with Unit Lost is just going to go better and better. And I mean, the day that stops is probably the day that we both die, because there's no other way that would.
I don't think this is the thing. Yeah, I don't think Unit Lost will ever stop. Like this, it's such a. There's probably not a lot of people out there who can really experience this, but when you've built something that's your own thing, it's very like hard to let it go. So like Unit Lost, I obviously know a time before Unit Lost, but now I'm like, what do you do? I run Unit Lost, so Unit Lost is a thing we've built, and it's like a very hard thing to just walk away from. I don't want to, gloat or anything, but I have had job offers from some quite big companies, and I've always said no, because I'm so dedicated to what Unit Lost is, and I know, with the dedication, with the effort, and all the rest of it, Unit Lost can really become what we always want it to be, which is a really big PC gaming. It's almost like a news network, really, but without the bullshit of IGN and all the rest of it. We tell you how it is, because I think me and Mr. Kirioth are rather opinionated, sir. Just
only
a bit,
slightly,
madam.
Only a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah. Okay, so I think we'll get out of here, Mr. Kirioth, because I think we've droned on for absolutely ages, and well, if you've got anything else you would like to add, sir.
Keep watching. It's going to be quality all the way through 2013 and beyond. It's going to be pure,
to
like
infinity and beyond. Is that what Buzz Lightyear says?
Sort of salute, but I'm not allowed to move my arms.
No, I've just grabbed my throat. I'm like, my throat. It's really dry.
Before we started this, it was don't move your arms. Don't move your arms.
And I've
just
been
the head,
waving
don't move your arms. And he's broken the rule himself. Oh god, terrible.
So look, listen, right? My head's itching again.
Bite it. Don't move yet. Keep sit
my
on your hand.
It's on my face, bloke. It is on my face. We'll catch you next time, people. Toodaloo. Wave to the camera, Mr. Kirioth. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.